Okay, actual audio. Okay, hopefully the sun doesn't die. Hey everyone, Happy New Year! I realized that it's been quite a while since uploading the 100 subscribers video, and I did say that I was going to upload something within 2 weeks of that video, and it's been a couple of months. As a New Year's resolution, I have an upload schedule, so for the next semester there will be regular uploads! Yay! Probably about every 3 weeks. Sorry guys, I'm no Casey Neistat with those daily vlogs. A new semester is about to begin. If you are anything like I was back at Harvard, you're probably anxiously avoiding all the things that are about to pummel you and overwhelm you the moment you step foot on campus, whether academically or socially. Or maybe last semester was pretty good, was okay, but you want to be doing better. Regardless of which camp you find yourself in, I'm here to hopefully help you make the changes that you want to see and help this be a truly enjoyable semester that you can end well. I'll share a little bit of my own story back in college, and then we can jump right into some tips. Okay, so let's go back to 2011. It is my first semester at Harvard, and I'm not doing too great. It was just overwhelming, being in a new place, trying to find my space, juggling both finding community and schoolwork. And the thing was that even when I did try, right? I did go to office hours, I asked my TA for help, I went to events and mixers and retreats to get to know new people, things still weren't working out. I was still not doing that great in my classes, and I didn't have anybody I could call a close friend. Which in retrospect isn't that bad. You know, what was I expecting? My best friend after 3 months of college? No. Good relationships, solid relationships take time and effort. Also, I was learning how to do college. It made sense that classes were hard. But my fatal flaw was not acknowledging these things back then. I thought that things should have been a certain way, and because they weren't, I was failing. I got stuck in this negative mindset and put myself in a place mentally where it was really hard to feel motivated to try and make little improvements. Having worked with university students at Columbia and now at Brown the past 2.5 years, I'm observing a lot of similar patterns in incredibly bright people. And so I'm here to tell you, if you're feeling this way, you are not alone, and you don't need to get sucked down the same path that I did mentally. You're in the driver's seat, and that's an amazing thing. I'm here to share with you the advice that I wish I received, or the advice that I wish I took to heart. There are 7 pieces total. I'll try to keep this brief and punchy. Number 1, growth mindset. There is a psychology professor at Columbia. I don't know if she's still there, but her name is Dr. Carol Dweck, and she wrote this book called Growth Mindset about how we're able to do so many things when we really take it to heart and internalize the fact that change is possible, growth is possible, and that just because something has always been a certain way or is that way right now, doesn't mean it always has to be that way, right? So this is the key. Being open to growth, not being down on yourself, and acknowledging the power of small incremental gains. It's a really good book, link in the bio below. Not a sponsored post. The reason that I'm putting this as number 1 is because that mindset was not my mindset in college. I got fixed on how I was failing and falling short, and it really robbed me of the time and energy to actually grow. Number 2, feed your soul. All right, if you couldn't tell, there is this giant picture of the Divine Mercy of Jesus. My Catholic faith forms the basis of everything that I think and say and do. And I know amid the busyness of life, but also the pressures of college, it's tempting to kind of like leave the spiritual stuff to the side. Think that it doesn't matter as much, or maybe it's unintellectual, but it's so important that you make time to pray. And by pray, I mean more than, you know, rattling off a few Hail Marys before you go to bed or saying grace before meals. I mean really pray, to sit still and be in the presence of God and have a heart-to-heart with Him. You know, just this morning, that was it's still hard for me to do. You know, I want to be doing things. I don't want to be sitting still. But something that has really helped in my own prayer life is this thing called the Magnificat. All right, so this cool little book here and it's published on a month-by-month basis, and it includes a short morning prayer, daily mass readings, and a short evening prayer for every day, along with the daily meditation. And so it really takes the work out of trying to find something good to pray with and provides it for you in a neat little package. Pray 15 minutes in the morning, go to daily mass, 15 to 20 minutes at night, and your soul is nourished with the love that it needs in order to thrive. The other thing in terms of feeding your soul, think about the community that you're immersing yourself in and the friendships that you're cultivating. Are they life-giving, or do they drag you down? Do they make you feel bad about yourself? Do your friends criticize you and are not fun to be around? Are they only around for the good times, and then once things get tough, they're like, meh. In order for the semester to be a good one, it's important to think about the people you surround yourself with. Number 3, establish routines. I'm a really stubborn person. I don't really like these are the hard and fast rules. And so I never had a night routine or a morning routine or an exercise routine in college. I remember reading period. Not even reading period, like midterm period. But like midterm period isn't even a thing because like midterms are from the beginning to the end of the semester. Am I right? People would be in Lamont till 2 a.m. in the morning with like a sleeping bag or a pillow or a toothbrush or all of the above, trying to grind it out and squeeze every last hour from the day to study. It's not healthy to be pushing yourself that hard. Don't feel obligated to stay just because everybody else is, and actually prioritize your sleep. Sleep is where your brain is rejuvenated, your body is rejuvenated, right? The semester, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and you need sleep. In terms of sleep, recommend 40 minutes to an hour to wash your face, take a shower, read a book, and charge your phone away from your bed. Phone away from your bed. And get yourself a real alarm clock to wake you up in the morning. In terms of a morning routine, it's really very rejuvenating to have an hour to yourself when you wake up, to get out of bed, don't look at your phone, brush your teeth, have a good breakfast, pray with your Magnificat, meditate. In high school, I lived across the street from my high school, so I was used to waking up 20 minutes before school started, rolling out of bed, throwing clothes on, shoving breakfast in my mouth, and bolting out the door. That is not a good routine in the morning, and realistically, I think something very rejuvenating is probably going to last about an hour. Give yourself time to center yourself for the day. And in terms of exercise, I am not an athletic person, and I thought the gym wasn't a place for me. It was only about 2 months ago that I started using this app on my phone called 8Fit. You see that Okay, so this is the app, and what it does is it organizes high intensity intervals for you to train, and you can do it at home or anywhere. I use that for about a month and a half to get comfortable being active again, and then signed up for a gym membership. Our bodies are amazing, beautiful, strong things, and we should use them and maintain them well. And just the release of endorphins that comes from exercise, you might not think it has anything to do with study, but it just puts you in a much better place to be able to think and use your brain. Okay, number 4, simplify. Cut everything out that doesn't need to be in your life in terms of time and actual physical clutter. Right? Say no to obligations or clubs or commitments that you've accepted out of guilt or fearing that you're going to disappoint somebody. Learn how to say no to. N-O. Say it with me. No. No, 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 no. I'm really bad at this. But every time you say no to something, you free yourself up for something that you really want to do, So if a friend is like, hey, do you want to go to that event with me? You have the freedom and control and power to say, actually, no, thank you. I'm gonna go home and get my week in order and read a book that I've been wanting to read for a long time. You have the freedom to say these things. It's your life. Bye. Study smart, not hard. All right, so I'm gonna give you a quick analogy. I established study habits in grade school that I carried through middle school and high school, and I expected those same habits to carry me through college. That's like being asked to build a house and choosing to only use a hammer and a screwdriver to do all of the building. Different subjects require different modes of learning and studying in college. So Learn how to be strategic and study in the ways you know best for those subjects. Understand the process. Don't just be cramming information to spit out on a test. Understand why you're learning what you're learning. Be okay with just okay. I remember blocking off 3-4 hour chunks at a time to sit in the science center to crank out my math or physics P-sets. I was only giving myself one shot to actually do well on these. If I had given myself an hour after my morning routine to go through my P-sets and to try and get answers wrong, but try again, it wouldn't have ever been perfect the first time I set out to do my problems, but I'd have the time and opportunity to take my questions to office hours and really get good feedback on how to do my homework better. Be okay with okay. Process is more valuable than perfection. Spend the time too to solidify concepts even after you've turned your homework in, right? You're in college to learn. It is such a privilege to be able to learn. So are you actually learning, or are you memorizing stuff for a test? It's also very important to know your limits. There is a fine balance between something that is challenging in a good way and something that's completely overwhelming. Physics and chem and like higher level math all in one semester. I felt that because I saw people around me doing it, I should be able to do it as well. But that wasn't me. And I should have had the freedom to say, you know what? Kudos to them, but I know that I'm a slow and steady kind of gal, and I can't take on that course load. So know your limits. You're not weaker because of it. Study smarter, not harder. Number 6, prioritize leisure. We have a very funny mindset, right? We feel guilty about resting, taking a vacation, when really we're not resting to work more. We should be working to rest well. It doesn't have to be something extravagant. You don't need to hop on an airplane to Iceland. Feel free to walk around the quad at twilight and just take in the smells and the silence. I have a lot of great memories of just sitting on low steps at Columbia and watching the sky turn color as the sun set behind Butler. At Brown, I hear that there's this really cool abandoned railroad track near India Point Park. So there are these beautiful ways to just connect to nature and to leisure on a daily basis. Explore a hobby of yours too, right? Like, those are important. And finally, 7, just do. A lot of you watching this video are very smart, no doubt. But with book smarts comes an uncanny ability to get caught in your head. I know that I do. And I try strategizing and researching the best ways to improve for the upcoming semester, the upcoming year, and I forget to actually just try, really, when it comes to these habits that will help you live a fuller and better semester and life long after college. It's gonna take baby steps. And it's really cool, actually. Like, if you improved only 1% per day for the next year, this time next year, in 365 days, you will be 37 times better than you are today. And that's just improving by 1%. 1%. Be gentle with yourself and celebrate. Celebrate this small progress, because it adds up. You know, my mistake was thinking that it didn't add up. And because I wasn't doing too hot to begin with, that's where I was doomed to stay. I'm here to tell you that is untrue, wrong. You don't need to get sucked into those negative emotions surrounding your work. Change is possible. Growth is possible. Believe it. Or as Naruto would say, believe it! You're in the driver's seat. Take charge. I hope this inspires and encourages you. You have the time and the ability to make this all happen, to end the semester a better version of yourself than when you began. I've listed some resources about putting together better habits in the description box below. And if you have any tips on how to do college better, feel free to leave them in the comment section. It'd be really helpful if you shared this video with your friends, you know, your friends who are trying to get a handle on college, do it better this second time around. That'd be super cool. And if you could like and subscribe, I'd really love that. So thanks for taking the time to stop by, and I'll see you in the next video.